Good morning. Lesson 67. So, lesson 67 is where I thought we would end up back on lesson 64, I think, where they're going to give us denominators that are not 100 and we have to get to 100. So, today's math still super easy. It's just more simple calculations. How do I get to 100? So sometimes you're going to be going from like 10 to 100. Sometimes you're going to be going like from 15 down to 5, then up to 100. So sometimes it's 2 steps, but still very simple. Okay? So question 1, write the fraction as a percent by changing it to a fraction over 100. So they give us 3/5, right? And I got to get to 100 to make it into a percent. So how do I get from 5 to 100? Times 20. So I got to times 20 on the top, which gives me 60 over 100, which is 60%. I wasn't sure if they wanted the decimal first or not. Okay? Easy breezy. I'll do one more with you, just so you're sure what you're doing. 8 over 25. I got to get to 100 to make a percent. How do I get from 25 to 100? How many quarters make a dollar? Times 4, times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 over 100 is 32%. Okay? Pause the video, go finish question 1. Okay, 2 out of 5 friends order pizza. 2 out of 5 friends order pizza. What percent ordered pizza? Okay, so we got to get 2/5 to a percent, which means we've got to get to 100. How do I get from 5 to 100? Times 20, times 20 on the top. You fill in that number and tell me what the percent is. Okay? Pause the video, go do number 2. Number 3, change the fraction to a percent. Reduce the fraction to lowest terms if necessary. So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes we can't go directly to 100. Sometimes you've got a fraction that the numerator, the denominator doesn't multiply to make 100. However, if you reduce it to lowest terms, then that number can make it to 100. So we have to reduce these to lowest terms first. So the first example is 9/15. 15 does not go into 100, so we can't go directly there. So we have to go to lowest terms. So what 9 does not go into 15, so we need a number that goes into both of them. 3 goes into both. 9 divided by 3 is 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now we got 3/5, and 5 does go into 100. So now I can get to 100. 5 times 20 times 20 gives me 60 over 100, which is 60%. Okay? I just keep checking because sometimes they want the decimals and sometimes they don't. Okay? I will do 1 or 2 more with you. Okay, let's randomly pick 1/2. Okay, 1/2. I can get to 100 from 2. It's times 50. Times 50 gives me 50 over 100, which is 50%. Okay? Last one, I'll do 3/15 with you. 3/15. Does 3 go into 15? That's the first question you should ask yourself when you're doing lowering things to lowest terms. So yes, 3 does go into 15, so I divide both by 3, and I end up with 1/5, which I can now get to 100 by 20, and I end up with 20 over 100, which is 20%. Okay? Pause the video, go do the rest of number 3. Number 4. Divide to change the fraction to a decimal, then write the decimal as a percent. So they give us 3/4. Now, they don't want you to go to 25. They want you to do it with a calculator and go 3 divided by 4. So 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. I know this because 3/4 is 75 cents. And 0.75 is 75%. Okay? I do one more with you. I'll do the last one because it's a toughie. 65 over 5 100. Woo, big numbers. Okay, 65 into 500. Let me get my calculatrice. So 65 divided by 500 is 0.13, which is 13%. Okay, that one's really easy. Just use your calculator. Okay, pause the video, go finish number 4. Okay, number 5. Write the percent as a decimal, then as a fraction, then in lowest terms. Okay, so the first one they give us is 40%. They say, write the percent as a decimal. Okay, 40% is 0.40. Did that. Then as a fraction, so that would be 40 hundredths. Then in lowest terms. Okay, so does 40 go into 100? No. So I have to find a number that goes into both of them. 10 goes into both of them. So we can do it in bites, right? We don't have to do it all at once. So let's divide by 2 on both of them. And we get 20 over 50, right? Well, I can see that I can go lower again. So I'm going to divide them both by 10 again. And I get 2/5. And that is lowest terms. Now, you could have said the number that goes into 40 is 20, and you would have gotten to 2/5. Like if we had divided by 20, it would have gone straight to 2/5. However, this does not make it wrong. You will never lose marks for doing that. If you do it in 2 steps and you get the right answer, good on you. Okay, go finish. Did I only do one of those with you? Okay, I do one more. All right, let's try the last one. 80%. So 80% as a decimal is 0.80. And that is 80 over 100. And I learned my lesson. This time, 80 doesn't go into 100, but I'm going to try 20. Okay, let's see what we get. Divide by 20, divide by 20. How many 20s make 80? 4. How many 20s make 100? 5. And that is lowest terms. Okay? Pause the video. Go finish number 5. Okay, number 6. Is the fraction closest to 10, 25, 50, 75, or 100%? So we need to figure out what each fraction is to say what it's closest to. You may use your calculator. You can do it with fractions. You can do it however with decimals. Whatever you like, you can do it. So 4/5. I know that a 5th is worth decimal 2. So 4 of them is going to be decimal 8. So if decimal 8, what is that closest to? 10, 25, 50, 75, or 100? Well, decimal 8 is decimal 80, right? So it's closest to 75%. Okay, I do one more with you. Let's try 11/20. Okay, for 11/20, I'm going to use my calculator because I don't know that one off my head. I could figure it out because a 20th is worth 5, so I bet you it's decimal 55, but let's see. Yep, decimal 55, which is 55%. And what would that be closest to? 50%, because it's only 5 away. Okay, so feel free to use your calculator on that one. Go answer the questions. Come back for number 7. 2 left. Okay, number 7. Estimate what percent the fraction is. Say what fraction you use to make your estimate, and then divide it to change it to a decimal and see if it's close. So they want you to look at the fraction, say what it's close to, and then divide it with your calculator and see what it's actually close to. So the first one is 11/40. So how I did this in my mind was I rounded it. So I went 11 is close to 10, and 10/40. Divide them both by 10 and I get a quarter. So I'd say it's close to 25% because I know a quarter is 25%. Now, it actually is 28%, but it's still a good guess, right? And I'll do D with you. 14/24. Well, I guessed that was close to 15/25. which if I divide them both by 5, pardon me, I get 3/5. And I know that fifths are worth decimal 2, so I would say it's close to decimal 6 because I have 3 of them. And which one did I do? 14/24. It's actually 58%. This would be 60%, so that was a very good guess. So if I were you, I would just round them. See if you can get close, okay? Pause the video, go finish that. We got one more left. Number 8, write the fraction as a decimal and round to 2 decimal places, then write the approximate percentage. So they start with 5/12, okay? And then with their calculator, they did 5 divided by 12, and they found out that that was 0.416 with the 6 repeating. So if we're gonna round it to 2 decimal places, 1, 2, which means I look here to tell me how to round it. So when I round it, the 6 says round up, so I end up with 0.42, which is 42%. Okay, I'll do one more with you. Let's do the last one. Actually, maybe I'll go halfway. We'll do 2 9s, okay? So on my calculator, I go 2 divided by 9, 2 divided by 9, and it's 0.2 repeating, which means that it's 2, 2, 2, 2. So if I'm gonna round to the second decimal place, I look here and the 2 says that the 2 stays the same. So when I round it, I'm gonna have 0.22, which is 22%. Okay, that's it, that's all for today. Have a good day.